This week on a podcast from beneath, the dentist.
Coming to get you, Barbara.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder. The unburied dead are coming back to life, seeking human victims.
Billy, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How you doing?
Pretty good. I lost your camera there. I can't see you anymore.
Oh, you can't see me?
No.
Okay, what about now?
There you are. There you are.
Okay.
There he is.
Mr. Poe, how you doing?
Doing fantastic, sir. Ready to talk about this little gem of a movie. Let's
All right, so
get out.
Paul, tell us about your book, your paper, and the movie that you have the poster of hanging behind you.
All right. Scum is the first movie I wrote, directed, edited. I'm also the stunt double in there. There's a couple of scenes where I'm hanging on to vehicles as they're flying by. All the stuff that I didn't want to put my actors through, because it was a really small budget movie. We had it cost us $4,000, and we shot it over 2.5 years, and we still managed to come in under budget at $3,600. So yeah, and you can kind of tell in the in the movie. As far as being a journalist, I've been a newspaper man going on, I guess, 15 or 16 years. And a few years ago, I decided that I wanted to just really focus on writing. I ended up writing a novel that's not published yet. It's a series of novels about a paranormal investigator, detective guy. A lot of cool, crazy stuff happens with him. So I have the first novel written of that. That's kind of set aside. So whenever I get used to the whole self-publishing thing, hopefully I'll get an agent one day, and then that's whenever that series will come out. And then the book I just released. I say just released. I think it was in 2019 in December. I released a vampire book. It's called "I Wear My Sunglasses at Night." It is about a female who her and her boyfriend, they go on a vacation, and vampires kidnap him. So then she decides that she's going to go and rescue him, and goes across country to try and save him. And there's lots of crazy stuff. There's coyotes, dwarfs, lots of blood, lots of guts. I wouldn't say it's a horror book. It's more of a comedy. But yeah, and the reason I wrote it was because I really hate vampire books, and yeah, vampires were getting really annoying in movies also. So I decided to write one to see if I could do any better, and I'm not sure if I did or not, but that's also a series. So book one is out now. If you go to my YouTube channel, we actually have the audiobook version. We upload chapters every Wednesday, and we're almost done. I think we're like at chapter 13 or 12, and it's a 16 chapter book.
Oh,
So
wow.
you can go there and you can listen to not me read it. We have an actual actress that read it for me. So it's out there for free on my YouTube channel, which
cool.
doesn't have a name right now because I don't have enough followers. So yeah, so basically you're just gonna have to search Paul Aster Cohen on YouTube, and you can find it, and you can listen to the audiobook for free.
I'll find the channel and put the link in the description of the show for you.
Yes,
Awesome.
for
And
sure.
then put it on our Facebook page also. So this is your first time on the show. You have to answer this question. What is your favorite horror movie?
Favorite horror movie, man. It changes. It was Evil Dead for a while, and then, man, I don't know. Oh geez. Can I just go with Evil Dead? I'll go with
You
Evil
can.
Dead.
Yeah, that's
That's fine.
fine.
I'm sure Billy will agree with you on that one.
Yes. Evil Dead 2 for me.
Yeah. I made the mistake. My wife's not a big horror fan, so one day we were just hanging out, and I was like, "Hey, have you ever seen Evil Dead?" And she's like, "I have no idea what that is." So I put it on, and she's laughing the whole time. she's like, wow, like this is your favorite horror movie. So then then I threw on Evil Dead 2 and she laughed even harder. And then we watched Army of Darkness and it was over. I don't even think she finished it. And I was like, okay, I might not have married the right one.
There you go.
Divorce.
So I've talked to Aaron about this before. I've been on like a nostalgia trip lately, and here recently it's been with like wrestling. So I wanted to know, Billy, what was your favorite like wrestler from like late '80s, early '90s? Since I know you're younger than us.
Late 80s. Damn, I really liked the Dynamite Kid, and I liked Shawn Michaels. So probably between those two, either Shawn Michaels or Dynamite Kid.
So were you a bigger WWF fan or NWA fan? Which was the original WCW?
I watched NWA more, and then it went to WCW. And then when WCW started getting bad, I started watching WWE. Okay? Yeah, WWF or E,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, however you want to say it. Paul, was you a big?
I probably started
fan?
watching WWF like 97, 96 probably.
Right.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
wow.
Paul,
Yeah,
was you a big wrestling fan?
Yeah, man. I used to watch the cartoon they would have on Saturday mornings. I guess that was the late 80s. I'm a huge Ultimate Warrior fan. I went as Ultimate Warrior one year for Halloween too. So somewhere there's a photo of me with these neon straps wrapped around my skinny arms, with the face paint on, I'm a huge Ultimate Warrior fan. I was really sad whenever he died, but I mean, I stopped watching wrestling in the 90s, I guess, but yeah, there was a time when I was a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah, watching all these older stuff, man. That he was fucking intense.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Warrior, and he would stand there with his mouth open and like get up in their face. I'm like, oh, it was scary when
Dude,
you watch
he
it
freaking,
now.
he ran like
Yeah, he
down
ran
the
everywhere.
thing.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like this big muscular freaking just glorious main guy just freaking jump over the rope, run down from the stage and jump over the ropes, and he's ready to go already.
Oh yeah, man. And his like his interviews were awesome because he's always yelling into the mic,
I'm gonna say that guy was on coke.
Hogan.
He was on something.
A lot of them were.
Yeah.
A lot of them were.
What about you, Mr. Poe?
I like the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. The cream of the crop.
Yeah, I love Randy Savage. Ultimate Warrior was another of my favorites. And then, when the Attitude Era, of course, I love Stone Cold, the Texas Rattlesnake, and The Rock had some of the best shit that he would say. And it would just get you like, oh my God, like he would just make fun of everyone.
Yeah.
And then I found ECW, and ECW was awesome. I mean, that was just, they had the Sandman, they had all these people. So yeah, ECW, I liked it back in the day.
You see, I never watched WWF until WCW was like gone. I guess WWF bottom, right?
Yeah, was it WCW ended in what, like 2000?
Yeah, so that's when I
Maybe.
started. That's when I started like even watching WWF. I'd never watched it before then. So like growing up, it was NWA all the way up until and then I stopped watching it and then picked it back up whenever they started doing the NWO stuff. But
Yeah.
from back, because you guys didn't have NWA wrestling, right? Being in Texas, because it was
No,
it was a regional thing.
Yeah, because I think there was, oh man, I used to know the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. And then the main ones, of course, were WWF and then WCW back in the day.
But yeah, so growing up, like my favorites would have been like the Road Warriors.
Oh yeah.
And then of course like the original like Sting, because he was on the original before he done the Crow makeup and all that.
I went to watch wrestling one time in San Antonio, and the Road Warriors were coming out of the back of the arena, and I reached out and touched Hawk on his arm, and his biceps like this huge. I was just like, whoa,
Like,
okay.
That's a big human being.
Crazy.
Those guys are huge.
We were watching a Jumanji the other day, and I was explaining to my daughter that The Rock used to be a wrestler, and she thought I was joking. She's like, no, there's no way a wrestler could act this good. And I was like, there's
That's
one out of a few thousand, you know.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's just crazy how big he's become, you know. He's just a gigantic movie star, and like his movies don't even have to be very good.
No.
You know, like he'll have like one hit and release like 5 clunkers, and still, you know, still people love him.
I think he's the highest paid actor. I think
He might be.
Yeah, he might be.
See, I remember in wrestling when I first saw him, he was wrestling under Rocky Maivia.
Oh yeah,
And that little curly hair on top.
yeah.
And yeah, I was like, remembering the first time I saw him in wrestling into now, yeah, it's mind blowing. It's just like, wow, that dude went from just doing, you know, the stupid little pre-matches they do and just kind of give them some sort of airtime before they get the people that everybody knows out there. So yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm with you on that one.
Like it's crazy to think too that he has a TV show right now, Young Rock.
Young Rock, yeah.
Kind of like it reminded me of like the Everybody Hates Chris show where it's just basically telling his story of him growing up. All right.
When did y'all stop watching wrestling? I stopped probably like 2005 is probably when I stopped watching.
It was after, like I said, it was after WCW got bought by WWF, and then I watched that for a little bit and then just quit. I just couldn't get into it.
I heard my friend's a big wrestling fan. He still watches it. He says, what's that new promotion called? AEW.
Yeah.
And it's by was it Dusty Rhodes' son? He's the one that owns it and stuff. I heard that's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think a lot of the WCW people went over to that.
Because WWF is like just pushing these, like they're kind of going back to the old ways, like, oh, the bigger the dude is, we got to push him.
Yeah,
we got to push this big dude, and it's like, no, you know, you got good talent they're not using.
Yeah, I stopped watching wrestling whenever I started noticing girls.
Yeah,
that was it for me.
Oh, why didn't I say that?
I tapped out.
Let's edit it and let's all say that.
All right, so I'm gonna put Mr. Poe on the spot.
Oh yes, go ahead.
Tell me about this.
Oh yes. Oh, the pictures I sent you. Okay.
Yes.
So over the weekend, we went bar hopping for our anniversary, mine and Mrs. Poe. And so when we were bar hopping, we're walking down the street, and this guy, the guy that you see right next to me, he was a bouncer at a club across the street from us. So we're walking. This dude runs up. He's like, "Hey, y'all want to see something cool?" And I was like, "Yeah." And everybody else was like, "No." And that one of our friends, she said, "We don't do drugs. Leave us alone." Well, anyway, he's like, "No, it's nothing like that." Dude, he pulls back this plywood that's covering one of the windows, pulls it back, and we go in there, and that's what we see. Now, that picture right there, the chair with the light above it, if that doesn't look sketchy as hell, right? So I'm already drunk, okay? So I'm like, yeah, I want to see something cool. So I go in there. And my wife's like, "He could have mugged you or killed you or something." And I was like, well, he was a nice guy. And I even told him, like, "Dude, that looks like some Saw shit, man. Like, did someone like get tortured in that chair?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I see people come in and out of here all the time. They take pictures." And I'm thinking, I don't think they'd come in here to take pictures. Wow. So yeah, that's sketchy as hell.
It looks like the chair in the kind of the room from James Bond where they were hitting him in the balls with the rope.
Yeah. Casino Royale style, dude. Yeah, man. I was like, and I tell my wife this all the time, only I could run into something like this. Like, I always have the weirdest people come up to me, or I get up in a situation like that, And one of the guys, we're hanging out at my buddy's house, and he's a cop, and he's like, dude, he's like, you're crazy. That could have been something so horrible. I'm like, yeah, but it's not. And he goes, but it could have been. I said, well, now I have a story. I survived, so I have a story to tell.
There you
So
go.
yeah,
You want to see a donkey show? Yeah, man.
but anyway, we'll share that photo for the people that are listening. Unfortunately, can't see it.
Yeah.
And it is, yeah. After when I sober up the next morning, I'm like, yeah, that was kind of sketch.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. All right. So, Paul, from 1996, what'd you think about The Dentist?
Well, it rekindled a love that I have for these kind of movies, these like 90s movies, just like the way they look, the way these people dress, and just the nudity out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I honestly did like the movie. I liked it. Like I was telling Mr. Poe, it turns out that I'd actually seen it back in the day on cable. So whenever it started, I was like, oh, I remember this. But then like the crazy stuff would happen, and I'm like, wow, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. You know, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
Mr. Poe, what'd you think about it?
Oh, I'm just like Paul here. I mean, I like how these movies were done back in that time, from what people wear, the how the camera, you know, the cinematography, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I do dig me some crazy ass Corbin Burnson. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
crazy Corbin, and this movie gives it all to you. And then there's people that I didn't even remember that were in this film. And at the time
Incredible
this
Hulk.
came out, yeah, the time this came out, you didn't know who that was, you know? I mean, Ken Ford, he's in here, so people know who he is. If you're a horror fan, you already see him. You're, oh, okay, that's Ken. But I did not expect to see Mark Ruffalo in this one.
Well,
I
it's
forgot
like,
he was
yeah. And then he's like super creepy, asking that like little girl to walk back and forth for
Yeah.
him in
It's
the,
like, why don't you turn around? I'm like, in a
room.
dentist office, bro?
Yeah.
Not even trying to.
He's
hide
like, you wouldn't like. You don't say no. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah. Billy, what'd you
Hey, I
think
gotta
about
show y'all something real quick.
Oh, okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
well, yeah, okay.
90s. You talk about 90s. Look at this.
What's that?
Can you see
Oh,
it?
the people under the stairs.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh,
man,
yeah,
that-
you were telling me you were getting that.
That
Yeah.
is an interesting film. I need to watch that one again.
My,
Oh, I can't find it. Like I was trying to get my girlfriend to watch it. She's down to watch it, but I can't find it on the PlayStation Network, and it's not on YouTube, and it's
Not
don't
on
know where you
Prime,
can
not
rent it.
anywhere.
my brother just got back from LA working with Corey Feldman of all people.
Really?
And he got to, I think that's whenever he was in LA, he got to go visit the house. The house is still there.
Oh wow.
And, yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's
awesome.
one of his favorite movies. He did a YouTube video on it. He has his own channel, Staunch TV, where like he goes and he interviews like all these actors from like 80s and 90s movies and does
Oh,
like
nice.
videos on them and stuff. And that's how he got hooked up with Corey Feldman. And he did a documentary on on Rock and Roll High School Forever.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah. And then he spent 3 weeks in LA working on a documentary for Corey Feldman. So
Nice.
wow.
He's got to hook us up.
yeah, definitely. I want to hook up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Billy, what'd you think about The Dentist?
Yeah.
I liked it. I hadn't seen it. It had been probably 20 years since I last saw this movie, and I didn't remember too much of it at all. I got the Dentist 1 and the 2 confused because I was expecting like the girl with the razor blades
Yeah.
on her gums and stuff. I was like,
Right.
oh, it's not this one. Because I thought it was going to be that girl with the braces. I was like, oh shit, but it wasn't. But no, I didn't know that Mark Ruffalo was in it, or I forgot Ken Foray was in it. But the gore that it had in it was pretty good, especially the
Oh yeah.
when he was
You got
what was
the
it?
pull your mic back a little bit there. It's still rubbing your beard.
Oh.
There we go.
The effects they had, I mean, it wasn't like overly gory, and it kind of like didn't show a lot of it, but the parts they did show, I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And Corbin, was it Bernstein or whatever? He's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Fucking
I would say a lot of
great.
their budget went to building oversized mouths to film in.
Yeah.
But you're not
Yeah.
filming in, like somebody's mouth. They're building gigantic.
And I didn't know a dentist could be
agree.
that successful with that big of a house and everything.
Yeah, I know. It was
Dentists
like
are
it was like
pretty
a
successful.
he had like an 80s millionaire house.
But I'm pretty sure, like, isn't dentists like their professions like they got a high risk of like killing themselves too? I'm pretty sure.
Well, they say that in this movie. I've met some dentists, and they all have nice cars, and they live in nice houses. So,
But they're probably living above their means just because they're a doctor, right? They probably
I don't
can't
know.
really afford it.
I don't know, but I know they don't live in no little shack and ride a bicycle to work.
What made you want to become a dentist? You know, I watched The Dentist and I saw how his life was, and I was like, that's the one I want.
Talking about the giant mouths, they actually ran out of money, and they figured out that the only way that they could get the shots that they needed was they needed to build these giant mouths. So the special effects artist, I think he did them for free. He built two of them with interchangeable teeth, so that they could do whatever they wanted to the teeth, pop them out, pop in new ones, and then it's somebody else's mouth.
Wow,
so yeah,
that's neat.
Yeah, I kept waiting for like a scene from like Little Shop of Horrors where we're cameras inside the mouth, big drill coming in.
Steve Martin come out and start doing a song and dance.
Yeah, that song kept popping in my head every time I said the dentist.
You know what popped in my head the whole time I was watching it was old Hermes, another famous dentist.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to be a dentist.
You know, when in the movie when he cuts that boy's gums or something, the mom's like, "Okay, let's just go home." And it's like, you
you
go
don't
to
do
the
that.
doctor. He's like bleeding out of the mouth.
Yeah.
And then like the fact that everybody stayed in the waiting room, I'd been like, "Screw this, I'm out of here, man."
Yeah. The kid's crying.
He like sexually assaulted that woman. And it's like in real life the cops have already had his ass within like an hour.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's like days
for sure.
passed and like nothing's happened.
That scene, I laughed at that one. No, I laughed out loud. I was like, this woman just get away from my son. It's like, no, you can't do that. You can't just pick him up. And of course he's bleeding all over the place.
We're going home. We're not going to the doctor.
I do like how they showed, like, one of my favorite parts there's multiple parts of it, but I like how he sees their mouths like all rotting, and like it's showing him, you know, what he sees.
Right.
Like when he's going nuts.
Yeah, this movie starts off
messing
with
with
him being just fucking batshit crazy from the beginning.
He's mad at his wife. Yeah, I think.
And then he completely went off the edge when he saw her like blowing that dude.
Dude, that was
blowing with his pants on.
Yeah. She was blowing his invisible dick.
Yeah.
That was like the most horrifying scene for me. Whenever he grabs the back of her head and shoves it down, I was like, wow, okay, we're going there. All right.
Show him the teeth. Show him your teeth.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, we've run into the over the pants dance before with what was it? Evils of the Night.
Evils of the Night.
Every guy kept their pants on and the chicks got totally naked. It was freaking hilarious.
There was a couple of movies though that's done the same thing.
Well,
but Billy said something and then you guys said something, which because I was thinking about this today when I was looking this up on IMDb.
Okay.
I believe we have a what's it called? Oh, I forgot what it's called now. I believe we have a Mandela effect with this movie. Because you guys said Corbin Bernson. Mm-hmm. Billy said Corbin Bernstein, which I always thought it was Bernstein also.
No. Is it? I say Corbin Bernson.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Billy said, and I said Corbin Bernstein.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've always said too.
What, Bernstein?
Have we been wrong this whole time?
It's Bernson. It's Bernsen.
Oh, do I win something?
Wow.
Well, no, you're not in that universe where
you're not the cool one. We were wrong. You were right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I could have swore it was Bernstein.
Yeah, for real. Wow.
Didn't even catch on to that either.
Maybe he changed it after he left La Law. I don't know.
La law.
What was the baseball movie he was in?
Major League.
Major League, yeah. Because I kept thinking, was it Bull Durham? And I was like, no, that was the one with
No.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah, it's Major League.
It was like the comedy version of Bull Durham, right?
I want to ask what, and we'll start with you, Paul. What was your favorite like kill scene in this movie? Which one did you like the most? Or mutilation? Let's go there because he didn't. There's a lot of mutilation and.
Dude, I'm gonna have to go with the. I'm gonna have to go with the cock choke, man. that really disturbed me.
Yeah,
because it's like it's horrible for the dude, it's horrible for the girl, and you have this crazy guy like the girl who has her mouth on your junk. Her husband is shoving her head down, and she's choking and the husband's telling her to use her teeth, and it's just nightmare inducing, so and then that's like what, like in the first 10 minutes or something of the movie.
Yeah, plus you don't want her to throw up on you. That would be
so I mean that right off the bat I was like, wow, okay, this is that kind of movie. Let's go.
Yeah.
What about yours, Mr. Poe?
I like the scene with that guy, I guess the auditor, what he did to his mouth. I was holding my jaw the whole time when he pried his whole mouth over.
What did he give him? It didn't really show.
Well, it was like he put that device and
no, like he gave him like an envelope or something and had like, he's like, yeah, I could do this.
Well, what he was trying to do was con him. He's like, okay, you're a dentist, and like y'all just pointed out, he was in a McMansion. So this auditor's like, okay, there's something that you're not giving Uncle Sam because you're going to the opera and all this stuff. And what he was trying to do is blackmail him. And so kind of going with the theme of the movie, old Corbin, he keeps saying the virus. The infection is spreading. That's what he says. The infection is spreading. And so corruptness is one of those. And that's when he starts doing that to him. So everybody has like something that he like, that switch goes on and he's like, oh, the infection is spreading. Like whether you're, a slutty woman, a guy trying to, bribe him or a guy that was banging his wife.
I think what Billy wanted to know was what did he give him?
Yeah, what did he hand off to?
He was wanting him to, I think, put like.
He handed him an envelope or something.
Bribe?
Yeah, well, he was trying to. Well, he was wanting.
No, it was
to
almost
do,
like something he puts on his teeth or
yeah,
something.
he was trying to get free dental work out of him, basically. So I guess he was trying to get caps put back on or something.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought it was just the bribe thing.
Yeah, that's.
What if all they had to say was like what that girl said? Like, yeah, I'll purse 3 times, no candy, or I'll let you go.
Yeah,
you're fine.
And the movie wouldn't have been violent at all.
Yeah,
I thought the most fucked up one was like it was his last person in his office that he killed, and he like stuck that needle behind her neck.
Oh, you
like
put
the air bubble.
Put the air bubble in her brain.
No.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
I was like, that has to suck. I thought that was pretty disturbing.
The actors and actresses did a good job on all their scenes.
No, the acting wasn't bad at all.
And stuff. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I recognize the other woman, the woman that he choked to death.
Oh, his receptionist.
Yeah,
not
she's done a
receptionist,
lot of
but
stuff.
Yeah,
his assistant.
I recognize her from. I gotta look her up now.
She's
but
been
anyways,
in a lot of TV stuff. But go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna say the worst scene, the worst death in him is when he killed the dog.
Yeah, I was like,
he did blow that kid. He blew the dog's brains out.
Dog was just doing his job. He didn't deserve that.
I read that they didn't have a fake dog, so they used a dead goat and just tucked the goat's head into just kind of hid the goat's head so that we thought it was a dog. It's like,
really? Well, it's better than other movies used to do, which actually kill the animal. So
Like Cannibal
on them.
Holocaust.
Or like Milo and Otis.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'll never watch that movie again.
They really killed a dog or an animal now?
Several.
Lots of.
Like in the movie when the cat has to jump off the cliff into the river. Yep, they just threw a real cat off.
Yeah, and then like
You
whenever
didn't see the
the
outtakes? No, I'm joking.
whenever the dog had to fight the bear, yeah, they just threw the dog out there,
God.
and they went through like a dozen dogs, I think, something like that.
Yeah, I think.
Fuck.
Really?
It was like
I'm sorry, man,
it was like
I'm sorry.
faces of death for animals.
But it's all.
Thank
it's
God I never
all
watched
okay because Dudley Moore's voice is like, "Oh, I'm a squirrel," and Milo and Otis, they cover it up so it makes it cute.
Yeah.
I thought that was supposed to be like a beloved movie. Like I
It
never
is.
saw,
Yeah,
but
But
well, I
not
guess it-
anymore.
Yeah, it
Well,
is.
yeah, it
Or
used to be.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you,
No
Homeward
way,
Bound
dude.
made me fucking bawl my eyes out. And now this fucking was it Otis and Milo fucking using, man, fuck that director.
Dude, yeah, it's gnarly whenever you look up the stories. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Stay away from the stories, man, and burn your copy of Milo.
And when
Otis.
was that movie made? Like, I'm pretty sure it was made when it was
It
like,
was
hey,
early
you can't really
90s,
kill
I think.
animals.
It
Yeah,
was.
It's got to be 90, 91, 92, something like
Yeah,
Jeez.
Dudley Moore. He was just drunk enough to do it.
That's right
He
after
probably-
he did.
He probably
Was
threw the
it,
cats
um,
off the cliff.
What was that movie, Arthur?
He's like,
or
"What you want to do
something?
is this fucking cat," and they're like, "Just throw it off the cliff in the water." Okay. What's
Yes,
up, Billy?
yes, Arthur.
What was that movie he did? Was it called Archie or Arthur?
Arthur.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he's a drunk playboy.
Yeah, and didn't he do the original Bedazzled? Wasn't he
think
in
so,
that one?
yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, I
I
believe so.
think so. I think you're right.
I think
Billy.
that's the only Dudley Moore movie I saw was the original Bedazzled. I think.
You never saw the Santa Claus? We had to watch it in elementary school all the time.
No, I don't think so.
It was horrible. It was bad. Anyways, back to the dentist.
Yeah, back to. Are we talking about the dentist still?
This is called the Dudley Moore podcast now.
Yeah.
Hey, if people listen to the people that listen to this, they know what they're in for.
Yeah,
Okay? It gets
yeah.
off the track every once in a while.
They know we gotta get it riled back in here. I
The
forgot
one
what I
thing that
gonna
was
say now.
crazy about this movie was all those dental tools. Like he would
Yeah.
bust out some crazy stuff. And I'm like, wow. Yeah, you know, like if I was a kid watching this, there's no way I'd go to the dentist. Ever.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no way. Well,
Those are
that
some-
one scene with his wife's friend, she's in there and he's like chipping the hell out of her molar. That
Yeah.
was that.
Yeah,
that
he just like
scene
sawed
was
her
well
tooth.
done.
Like, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, just watching, you're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like I grabbed my mouth a lot during this movie. Like, damn it, that would hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, and the needle too. When you put the needle in the gums, and he like shoved the. It's like you don't need to go that deep with it.
Now I must say when he was drilling the IRS guy, when he was drilling his teeth after he
Oh.
clamped his,
Oh, his
it was
tongue?
like, yeah, he was like, move your tongue, and he kept stabbing the. I was like, man, that looked real. He's really stabbing that guy's tongue with a fucking dental drill.
Yeah, I was having flashbacks when
You could
he
feel like
stuck a
meat
needle in
coming
that
off.
woman's gum, because when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, I got them when I was like 26 or something. So like I wasn't put under or nothing. I remember they had to like
Just went in and
they had
pulled
to
them
put
out.
like they had to stick the needle twice in one of my I think my right side of my gum, because my tooth was like real bad infected, my wisdom tooth. So they had to do it twice. They did it first. I was like, I can feel that still. And they were like, oh, they had to do it again.
Thanks.
I heard
Well,
the
that's the thing,
crunching
like-
sound and stuff. Whew.
Like that scene we just talked about when he was messing with molar. So he didn't put anything in there, right? Because she kept going like she
Yeah,
could feel
yeah,
it.
yeah. I think he didn't. I don't
Like
think
he didn't put
gave her the-
anything in it. He just put the needle in her gum,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just a. Because
Yeah,
he's
and it
blaming
starts
her
solid.
for his wife being a whore with the pool guy.
Well, I think she brought his name up, and he was like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, yeah. Whenever she mentioned it.
And
was his
I do
name?
want to point out something. Whenever he was going insane in the first, when he's at his desk, he's all upset. He just found out his wife's, messing around on him. He looks at the picture on his desk, and it's his wife and her friend in a bikini. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen that on a guy's desk. Like, and it's just them by the pool.
Yeah.
And of course, he
and then-
knocks it off in a rage. You know, like
Well, no, it's because Matt. You could see Matt appear in the background behind him
the what?
in the picture. Matt,
The,
the pool
oh,
guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he like
well,
fades in on the picture and then fades back out, and that's when he.
Man,
Threw it in
I
his
guess
drawer.
pool boys really do get some sweet tang.
Yeah, I guess
So that's
I
what the
don't
job I
know.
should have got when I was younger.
you're in the wrong business.
This pool for you.
You're,
Yeah.
you're
Clog
too
the
busy
drain
watching
with your
wrestling,
beard.
man.
Yeah.
That's what I should have done too. Instead of getting in the newspaper business, I should have learned how to clean pools.
Yeah, over in LA, dude.
Is
Yeah.
there anything else you want me to clean?
So apparently there was a real life serial killer dentist.
Really?
Yeah,
I
Glennon
wouldn't doubt it.
Engelman. He died
Is
in
this what the
19...
movie was based off of, or
They're saying that it's not. They're saying it was not the inspiration of the story of the film.
Holy
The
shit,
idea of this
stuff like
movie
that.
came from Mark Amon and was written by Charles Finch and Stuart Gordon. But I didn't know that there was an actual like serial killer dentist.
Now, did he like when he was doing his killing? Did he go out on the streets, or was he killing people in his
Oh, I don't
office
know.
and like kind of like a Sweeney Todd thing where he hits a lever and they go like underneath the building?
That's probably exactly what it was.
I just wrote a movie. I
There
mean,
you go.
that movie's gonna happen now. The Killer Dentist.
You know,
Well,
you-
besides this one.
remake the dentist?
I'm not gonna call it the
Remake
dentist. I'll call it something else. And get
Very-
Corbin.
Carrie brought up something interesting.
Yeah.
The fact that it was written by Stuart Gordon. He was one of the writers on this movie, which is pretty interesting.
Yep.
Oh shit! I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Reanimator, Bride of Reanimator,
Mhm.
crazy. The Beyond, yeah,
The Beyond.
yeah, the
Yep.
Beyond.
Robot Jacks, right?
Oh,
Did he do that
the Robot Jocks movie.
You know,
Is that what it was called, right? Robot Jacks or something like that?
Jocks.
Robot Jocks, yeah.
Jocks, yeah.
And Stuart Gordon, I think, is also listed as one of the writers on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, because he came up with the idea, I believe, and wrote a script that they ended up making family friendly. So, but yeah,
Oh,
he's
man.
Yeah,
supposed to
Kind of wonder what the horror version of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was.
That would have been something to see.
Yeah, the director Brian.
Well, see, that's what Ghostbusters. I'll go ahead, Carrie.
The director Brian. How you pronounce his name? Usna.
using it. Yeah,
I guess is how you pronounce it. He directed some of the. Let's see, Honey I Shrunk the Kids TV show. He directed. Wait a minute, was that a director? No, he was a writer on Honey I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show.
you see, and it's like I think he might have just come up with the idea or something, because he's listed as the writer in all of them. Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, it was probably the
Listed on there.
story. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was the director of like let's see, Beyond Reanimator,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Return of the Living Dead 3, Silent
Yeah.
Night, Deadly Night 4, which is Billy's favorite movie ever.
Oh yes.
He was director of Bride of Reanimator, so
Have any of you guys ever seen Society?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
called, right?
it's been a while. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. He did that too, and that's why I knew him, because like that's the movie I've always wanted to see, and it's been queued up on everything that it's ever come out on. I've just never watched it.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah, this movie had a weird look to it as far as like a lot of close-ups.
Yeah.
Like, like a lot, like whenever they're, and a lot of, it's almost like it was almost like there was two different maybe DOPs or something, because some of the shots were like super close up and like grainy, and then it would cut to the next shot and it was like real clear, and I could tell that it was that they were getting really close to the camera, because whenever he is in the last girl that he takes her braces off.
Yeah.
When he pulls the gun out and like points it at her, when she like reacts to the gun, she actually fogs up the camera lens.
Oh
I
shit.
saw that. Yeah,
That's how
Oh,
close
wow.
she was to the camera. I was like, oh my,
I
how
thought
did they
that was
miss
just something that they were going for.
Yeah.
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 Hey, play it off, right? Hey, we meant to do that.
Yeah.
Because like I think they only had two rooms to shoot this in, I think. So it's like the entire dentist office I think it's some empty place, and they could only use 2 rooms. So like they would keep changing the decorations because like they're like themed rooms or whatever. So it's like they would just change the decorations
Right.
to kind of give the feel that they're in all the offices. But like also whenever you see them in the hallway, they're always only trying to go into one room.
Yeah, that's
So-
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Movie
here-
magic.
Yeah. Director of photography Dennis Maloney was replaced by Levi Isaacs halfway through the shooting because of
Okay.
family emergency. So yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
definitely
That
definitely
makes sense.
explains the different shooting styles.
So
that this
which
movie
one
had.
was the close-up dude and which one was not?
I don't know. We'll have to look at their other movies and see who had the most close ups.
Yeah,
I think that a little girl, I forgot what her name was, the Abraces girl. I think she ended up in a lot of 90s stuff too, a lot of TV shows and a lot of movies.
She kind of looked familiar, but I was just gonna say it was probably just that look.
she kind of looked like Claire Danes, like a young Claire Danes a
Yeah.
little bit.
But she just had that 90s look, so I wasn't gonna.
Hmm.
Let's see, Virginia Kenny, I think was her name. She was in Ticks, Pump Up the Volume.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Ticks starring
The guy from what's his name from Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince. Yeah,
What was his name?
Carlton.
Yeah.
yeah. There you go, Carlton.
I was gonna say not Will Smith, but
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, Will Smith.
Alfonso something is his name.
yes.
I can't remember
Yeah.
his last name.
Yeah,
Damn
so I mean I can't even say that I remember her from like Ticks or anything, but I just know she just
No.
looked familiar for some
Yeah.
reason. Yeah, the only people I really recognized was Molly Hagan, which was the woman that he choked, Ken Forhey, and then of course Mark Ruffalo and Corbin Bernstein, which I'm going to continue to say
You
Bernstein.
just call him Bernstein. That's
Yeah.
right. What's he gonna do? Sue you?
Right. Have a shutdown because we're not saying his name right, I guess.
It's Bernstein.
Oh, end y'all's career.
He plays
What
a
career?
yeah, he played a really good crazy guy.
He always does. I mean, with this movie especially, but there's another movie he did, and he just like he went full crazy Corbin in that one as well. But he wasn't a killer. But oh man, I'm trying to. It's more of a sci-fi movie, and he's just acting crazy through the whole thing. It's hilarious. But yeah, that's why I said that's why I like this movie, Crazy Corbin. I love my Crazy Corbin.
Yeah.
Crazy Corbin.
He's not really doing much lately, though, has he?
I don't
See, I
think
got
so.
Corbin and that one guy that did a bunch of stuff from the 90s confused. I think his last name was Hauser or something like that.
Well,
Doogie.
Doogie.
Oh, fuck.
Cole
Damn,
or
man.
Wings? Wingshauser?
No, I think it's the other guy. Maybe it's Wings. I don't know. No, it's not the guy from Wings.
No, Wingshauser.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's been in
shit.
a lot of look him up. He's been in a lot of 90s action and all that stuff. So
Maybe it
done-
was him and Corbin I got confused with.
maybe it is. That's the only one because I know you wouldn't do that with Cole Hauser. You wouldn't get those mixed up with each other. Maybe you would. I don't know.
Yeah, do you think they had too much going on with like him being like batshit crazy, his wife cheating, and then he fucking shoots the dog, so then we got to get then the cops get involved, and then you've got like the whole thing with the IRS guy. It's just, do you
Like
think it
his
was too
whole world.
much? Yeah, you think it was like just because it was almost like there was-
Like it would have been like I don't think they needed all that stuff.
yeah, like
maybe
did we,
they
did we
just-
need the detective stuff in here?
I mean, probably the detective stuff, but like, pick one thing or the other. Pick his cheating wife or he's having problems with the IRS.
But one
But I
thing
guess
that
they
really-
wanted him to like, this is why he's going batshit crazy. It's like, well, apparently he was batshit crazy before.
Yeah,
Because
'Cause
he was
it started
taking
when the credits
medication.
started. Yeah.
The one thing that really surprised me was how well they kind of handled it all, because it's like you're going through the movie and and it just keeps introducing another element, but they handle it so well. It's like, oh, this new guy's coming in. I wonder how he's gonna die. Oh, here
Yeah.
comes somebody else. I wonder how they're gonna die. But yeah, for like all the crazy plot twists and all that stuff, I think they handled it pretty well.
Well, see, I
Yeah.
want to know what happened to like Mark Ruffalo and his character. Like,
Well,
what
he
Yeah,
happened
we
went
should
later,
make a
right?
movie about what happened to his character in that. Did she make it?
It was probably very boring because they probably went to the lawyer's office after that, and then that's about it. No, you know what? And that's why I was thinking, man, I need to watch part 2 because I bet they go into why he is taking medication to why he's crazy like that. You know what I mean?
I don't
Oh,
think
you
they do.
yeah, Paul, you watched part 2. Tell us, tell us
did.
what happened there.
Does it even shine a light on why he's crazy? I can't remember.
No, it's a literal sequel. They just changed locations. And
That's it.
Yeah. And then
Well,
He gets a job as a dentist
See,
again.
and that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I want to know why this character has to take his pills, and of course, like you said, it's all this stuff at once. But it's like his whole world is just crumbling. All the stuff he was, the money he was hiding, his wife, of course, he's not paying attention to her, and she's cheating on him, and all this stuff is just coming together. And I mean, you can't say. And of course, he was trying to have sex with that the beauty queen when she was passed out in the dentist chair. There's something going on. I want to know why he has those mental problems where he has to take pills or he's going to go crazy. So I guess that's what I would want more of.
it's probably
I love how those movies, like when someone's on medication, they always get like a handful of the pills. And it's like,
Yeah.
I got to be dead in real life if you actually
Yeah.
took that many pills.
Take 20 of these pills.
Yeah.
It's like, geez.
He takes the whole bottle and he's like alive throughout the whole movie. He's like, I'm pretty sure he'd be dead by now.
I think the real reason why he was so angry was because the drain in his pool was clogged. And
yeah,
that was the whole reason.
back.
he kept
Yeah.
he always had that shit on his fingers. He couldn't get that shit off his fingers there.
Dude,
it's like the pool guy said it was going to take a week to fix it.
Yeah,
It's,
I want tomorrow. Man, I got that other wife.
well, he kept having those special breaks.
your
Of
pool.
course, it took him a week to fix something.
yeah.
He kept
But
having
this-
those breaks.
But this whole movie only took place over like 2 days, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it felt like 2 days. Yeah, it could have been 1 day for all I know. Like before lunch, the woman goes to lunch, and then after lunch,
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it could have been 1 day.
Was
But I
that
think
guy?
that's two.
But I
he's
think
right.
they.
It
Well, I was
is
gonna
2
say,
days.
yeah, because they mentioned the.
'Cause they go
maybe
to the
longer
opera.
than that. Well, maybe longer than that because the girl getting her braces off, she's been waiting for how long?
Oh, that's right. For 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
For 3 years and 2 days, she
Yeah.
said.
There you go. She's
Oh.
the character I felt the most sorry for.
I
Because
know.
she had to she had this big party to go to and was excited to get her braces taken out. And then whenever he said no, she had to postpone the party just so she could get her braces taken out. And I was like, dude, just take them off real quick, man.
Yeah, the girl's been a freak long enough. Take him off.
You know, when he took them off, it didn't seem
Not
that
that
hard.
we
It,
think that
it looked like
even
something she could have
braces
done
are freaks.
herself. It looked like something she could have done herself. I don't know
Yeah.
why he had to do it.
But
also, why
I-
didn't she take the money? Somebody offers you money to
I
cut
would've.
in line.
Yeah.
How much was it again?
20 bucks, I think.
Oh, just to wait
Oh, yeah, I'd have
a
kept
little
it.
bit longer.
Yeah.
She could have went to In-N-Out Burger or something. All right, so we were talking about all the cool, like the way he was mutilating people's mouths, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think this movie would have been as interesting if we would have got those same shots, but it was called The Proctologist?
I think it would have been better if it was called that.
Oh,
All I'm seeing is the box art for part 2 with the razor teeth.
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah. It might be easier
Well-
to go to the bathroom that way. I don't know.
Let's just
It could
say
be.
a beauty queen wouldn't be going to a proctologist. You'd get a bunch of
She
guys that
might.
look like me. Just going in like, I'm here for my prostate exam. He's like, you cheat,
And, like-
and I'm like, what are you doing back there?
I'm not numb yet.
Yeah. He pictures his wife's face and starts hitting. No.
His wife's face on your butthole, and it's like,
Yeah,
"Honey, I'm
it's-
divorcing you." And he just shoves his fist right in your butt, pulls out your insides.
Oh man.
Oh, what was
No,
that movie? It was. I mean, it wasn't a real movie. I think it was like a fake trailer. It's like Mr. Fister. You guys remember that?
I don't guess.
Look it
I'm
up.
trying
It's
to
like they
think.
did like in a grindhouse. I can't remember who did it. I don't think it's a real movie. I think it was just a fake trailer. It was like Mr. Fister. He had like this glove where he's like just fist people to death. Yeah, you guys should look it up. It's pretty funny.
God.
Mr.
Lee.
Fister. It was like a metal glove or something, or with spikes.
Oh
on it, maybe.
my
I can't remember.
God.
It's been a
A
while.
metal glove?
Yeah, I think so.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll definitely check that one out.
Yeah.
Fister.
Find the fake.
Because like the trailer, every time like he kills somebody, he says Mr. Fister. I think it might have been the guys that did like Father's Day. I think they might have did that fake trailer, but I could be wrong.
No, I can't believe I'm googling Mr. Fister.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
really gonna-
you might be pulling up something else.
yeah.
But Mr. Fister
You'd
fake
be on
trailer.
some sort of watch list now.
What's those Astro 6? Is that those people that do those movies?
I believe
Like
so,
Father's
yeah.
Day and
I don't know.
what was the other one?
Oh, they done that. The Editor.
Oh yeah, the other yeah.
All right,
Did you find it, Gary?
I believe I did.
Why is the first thing that shows
Oh.
up on mine? It's Mr. Go, and it's a gorilla.
Well, let me ask. Let me read this to you, there, Mr. Poe. The infamous Mr. Fister trailer, fake trailer from Billy Bloody Bill Pond.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
hey,
know
our
that
buddy,
guy.
our
yeah, that's
buddy.
his buddy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow, we have come full circle.
There you
Oh,
go.
here we go.
see?
Yes. All right, so we're gonna watch this fake trailer from Mr. Fister.
From the
Can you see just the trailer?
And Dollboy comes a new film that disembowels decency and dismembers innocence. Mr. Fister, a psychosexual killer with an insatiable appetite for women. Mr. Fister.
I love
Oh
this.
yeah, that was creepy. Creepy. I think being turned inside out by some maniac is a little beyond creepy.
Trick or treat!
A killer who takes his pleasure differently. Mr. Fister.
Good gosh, it looks like you could park a truck up in there.
It looks to me like somebody did.
It looks like somebody did.
Killer is
Hey, mister, that's my toy!
Oh yeah, this is mine.
Mr. Fister.
I don't care if you're an Asian granny hooker. I just don't want to get it fisted or raped.
Mr. Fister.
The presence of embryonic fluid indicates our victim is pregnant.
Pregnant? Where the hell's the baby?
This twisted mister gives
Oh
you
my God.
to open your eyes.
That is great.
He's got guts. He's willing to spill blood, sweat, and tears. The only problem is, they're not his.
Carve your punk ass up, motherfucker.
Mr. Fister. It penetrates the screen with terror. Mr. Fister. Rated PG.
Pussy gouging.
Rated PG. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, that is awesome.
Oh,
I
was it
didn't
for
know
the
that.
hobo and the shotgun? Was it
I
part of
believe so.
that shit?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good stuff
Yeah.
there.
Yes.
'Cause I know they showed a bunch of fake trailers and stuff during that movie.
During the hobo with the shotgun.
Yeah, and they also, I'm pretty sure Mr. and Hobo with the Shotgun was also a fake trailer for Grindhouse.
Oh, okay.
And they turned that into a real movie.
Right.
See,
yeah.
that's I like how they did that with Machete and that. I mean, I still want to see
I still want
the-
SS women
the-
of the werewolf
yeah.
women of the SS. That's what
Werewolf Women of the SS, and what was it? Thanksgiving.
He's supposed to make that. It's been like fucking 10 years. He's like, yeah, I'm
it's
making
like,
it.
are you gonna make it or not?
When?
What's so late now? They've already made Thanksgiving, so about the
You what
killer
now?
turkey. They've already made Thanksgiving now about the killer turkey. So
I only saw the one. Was that the movie that like they didn't have a sequel? They just had like the third one.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I only saw like the third one. I never saw the first one. It was. I mean, it was done. It was well made, but it wasn't.
It's a crazy.
Wasn't that good?
Yeah. I mean, it's about a killer turkey, so.
Gobble gobble, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so Billy, final thoughts on The Dentist.
It was fun. It was batshit crazy. Some of the mouth shit was pretty fucking intense. I give it 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Paul, final thoughts?
I really liked the movie. Like I said before, it took me back, to my teenage years. I love the way that these 90s movies were lit. I love the way they were shot. Just with like the crazy light coming in at weird angles and stuff, like there's an entire batch of movies that look like this, like Wishmaster, like all the like all these 90s movies that are just so well done. And yeah, I really liked it. And then again, it was kind of weird to see nudity in a movie for some reason. It's like whenever the girl showed her boobs, the dentist's wife, I was like, wow, that's kind of strange now,
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you want to see nudity, all you do is turn on your computer, know. But to see it in this movie, just I don't know, it kind of
it was just kind of thrown in there.
Yeah.
But they still couldn't show penis.
And that's all we get now. Severed dicks everywhere.
But it's like the cast was great, especially with a lot of these people that I didn't even know. They really turned in some pretty good performances. I mean, I was thoroughly surprised. I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5, Mr. Poe.
Yeah, very nostalgic watching this one. It takes you back to those times when you caught these movies late at night on a paid TV channel. Like I said it before and I'll say it again. Corbin Burnson, crazy. I liked it. The practical effects, especially with the mutilations and stuff, I really dug that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this one. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
All right. Also enjoyed it. I probably first time I seen this would have been on a rental. Probably rented it at the video store.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you rent it based on the cover. And this the cover that I'm looking at here on IMDb, it's what I remembered. But yeah, so the special effects really good. Like I said, the fact that they had to build a gigantic mouth for this movie, that was like pretty cool. Corbin Bernstein was just great. He's just a great. He plays a great crazy person. I'd love to see him. I know you mentioned other movies, but I'd love to see him in more crazy roles. Of course, Ken Voorhees, Dawn of the Dead, and then Mark Ruffalo, future Avenger.
Yeah.
And then now that I know he's in a horror movie, I can try to get him on the show.
Now we're gonna go for it, man.
There you go. So I'm gonna reach out to him, see if I can get him on here. I'm gonna give it a 3, only because of the bad cinematography that was in some of the parts, and the fact that the girl breathed on the camera, and I don't know why they didn't catch that and reshoot that. I know they do dailies, but definitely really good. Now I just need to watch it. There's only 2, right? Or is there a third
there's
one?
just part 1 and 2.
We talked about this before, right? We thought there was more than 2, but there's not.
Yeah, there's just 2.
There's 2.
Not
Okay.
a part 3 or nothing.
I think there's only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, like part 3 was like rumored or something like that, but I don't think they ever made it.
Well, they need to make it, but do it to where he moves to a different city and becomes a proctologist. And that can be part 3.
One of the big flaws that I have with the movie is that the box art isn't cooler.
Yeah.
Like, you would think that it'd be something crazy,
Well, and I've noticed that, like, in
Are you
some of
looking?
the other,
Are you looking at the same one where it's just the woman with her mouth open and it's got
Yeah.
yeah,
like the
there's another one, and it's actually really good. It was on the
for real?
VHS cover. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's better. It's not like the best I've seen, but it's better than that. There's another movie we did, and it's one of our favorites now, Squirm, and what they show on the streaming channel. Look, there it is. Oh, he's wearing the Squirm shirt. That
Nice.
cover. What we found that he found that cover online and he showed it to me. I'm like, why didn't they put that like on freaking Amazon? The one you get is the hillbilly kid coming out of the ground and he has worms on his face. That what's on his shirt attracts me more. I'm like, hey, I'll watch that with a skull and worms everywhere. That's badass.
I saw that movie at the Alamo Draft House when I lived in San Antonio. They would have their weird Wednesdays. So you pay like $2 and watch some crazy movies.
Hell yeah.
And we would always go, and I saw that in theaters.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
one of my favorites also.
Yeah, as soon as I watched it, I was like, this is definitely one of my favorites now. But but going back to The Dentist, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, when you turn this movie on, if it said full moon at the beginning.
Yeah.
It had that feel of a full moon feature.
And like a crazy thing is too is The Dentist Part 2 isn't bad either. It's basically the same quality. I think they keep one continuous DP throughout the movie, and nobody breathes on the camera for Part 2. but no, like I thought the story was pretty good. Basically everything is the same. They just stick them in like a country setting, and the same shit starts happening all over again.
Were there any other Avengers that show up?
Avengers,
unfortunately, no. Robert Downey Jr. plays the secretary.
I was gonna say he would have been in prison at that time, so
I think so.
That's true.
Yeah. He was in trouble with the law a lot.
Yeah.
That.
All right, so Paul, where can everybody find you on the internet? Your movie coming up, your book?
Yeah, I am currently finishing up a novel. It's a horror novel called "The House That Followed Them Home." That I'm working my way through the second draft, and if anybody's looking for me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, you can find me at Paul Aster Cohen. And just add me, follow me, and we'll be having I'll be having a lot of good news coming soon about some books and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, and I wrote this novel while I was in the middle of editing a novella that's not a horror story, but so there's a lot of stuff coming. 2020 was a bad year for everybody. So I didn't get any writing done. So now I'm playing catch up. I have like a list of 20 things that I want to write. So I'm now making my way through that list. But yeah, holler at me on social media. And,
all right. Billy, where can I find you on the internet?
Nowhere.
Got kicked off everything.
Kicked off everything.
Mr. Poe.
They can find me at They Call Me Mr. Poe on Slasher app, on Instagram, and also on Twitter. And of course, you can catch me Sunday nights at 8, B Movie TV, Sci-Fi Sideshow. Got some new episodes coming out, getting back at it. And I got 2 episodes coming out with another project I'm doing with a good buddy of mine, Paul. The brain damage reviews that we did. So we're coming out with some more of those. So stay tuned. There's some more stuff.
Looking forward to it. And you can find me on Twitter at 1313 Inc. Of course, we're on Facebook with the groups and the pages. And I wanted to say that our store right now on TeePublic, we're having a 35% off everything sale. So go in there and get you a nice $13 t-shirt.
Bam.
Help support our show. Paul, thanks for coming on here and talking about this movie with us.
Guys, I really appreciate the invite. It's been fun. I'm a huge fan of the podcast. Keep on keeping on.
We will do that. Thank you, sir.
Thank
and
you.
Until next week, we will continue to watch The Good, the Bad, and the Cheaply Made.
Mr.